LP2000 right back at you with another video. Yes. Welcome back to Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews on behalf of Summit Kaiju and on behalf of Collect All Monsters. And yeah, I'm back again with another great X Plus figure review for you. Yes. This is a great piece. Let me just get that out the way right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a great piece, despite the mixed bag of reviews this guy has been getting for the past few weeks. I go into that later on. But without further ado, let's dive head first into this awesome X Plus figure review. Yes. And today we're taking a look at the X Plus 30 centimeter, the 1993 Godzilla, based off his appearance in the super cool 5th Heisei Godzilla film, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, or Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, or you know what film I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. The 5th film in the illustrious Godzilla Heisei film series. They brought back King Ghidorah in the series. They brought back Mothra. They brought back Rodan. And of course, they brought back the awesome cyborg machine himself, Mechagodzilla, henceforth why we got this film. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, or 2, or whatever. I'm not going into that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, this is such an awesome piece. Yes, it is. It is an amazing piece. And you know, you do things around here. Let's get head first into the, or at least let's dive head first, excuse me, into the awesome box. And this is the awesome box. Yes. You have a picture of Godzilla in the front, his face in the background. You know, the his logo, Godzilla in 1993. The yellow sticker signifying that it is a Rick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, such an awesome box. And you know me, I love the artwork on the 30 centimeter boxes, more so the Sakai's. But I do love the artwork on this box. As a matter of fact, with this Godzilla being a Heisei Godzilla, normally the X Plus Heisei Godzillas kind of run towards the thicker and just bigger side when it comes to the 30 centimeters. So I expected the box to be a whole lot more bigger, or at least a lot bigger than what it was, but quite frankly it's not. You see what I'm saying? What they did with his tail, because his tail is really long, they actually separate the tail in 2 pieces versus making it a really long piece, and that factored into why the box is not so big and why the shipping shouldn't be that bad depending on who you get it from. You see what I'm saying? But I thought that was really nice that X Plus, you know, decided to make the tail in the sections to really make the box bigger. I mean, the box smaller to accommodate more for the shipping, since the shipping situation coming out of Japan isn't exactly the best in the world for us American customers. So if that's X Plus way of looking out for us in the long run, so we can save a few dollars on shipping by toning down the size of the boxes, kudos to X Plus for making that happen. But yes, this is such an awesome figure of the 1993 Godzilla. And as far as X Plus is concerned, they pretty much have done every Heisei version of Godzilla. They've done the 84, the 89, the 91, the 92, 1993, and of course the 95. The only one that we're missing is of course Space Godzilla. Yes, the Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Yes. And you gotta know at some point they're probably going to release that. You see what I'm saying? They got really 2 figures they can put up against that. You know, the 25 centimeter and 30 centimeter Space Godzilla. So you got to know at some point in 94 is coming. It's only a question of which one they would do first. So quite frankly, a case can be made for either one. You see what I'm saying? Now, the backstory with this figure is this. Once again, as I mentioned in my last video with the 1966 Baragon 30 centimeter figure from X Plus, and I said that figure kind of came out of nowhere, which it really did. It just popped up one day in one of these shows. The same thing happened here with the 93 Godzilla. And I want to take y'all back to the Winter Wonder Festival show back in Japan, back in February, yes, of this year, 2020. And of course, that show was noteworthy for a lot of different things. Of course, a lot of people were really going gaga of seeing the gigantic Mechagodzilla finally painted in all his metallic and awesome glory. Awesome figure, by the way. I'm looking at it right now and it's awesome. What else did we showcase there? They showcased a painted version of an upcoming 25 centimeter Godzilla 2002. We haven't forgot about that X Plus, and we just want to let y'all know. So hopefully y'all can get that out to us sooner rather than later. They showcased a whole bunch of Defo reels, like a Sarazawa Defo reel, the 1974 Godzilla Defo reel, the King Seesaw Defo reel, which is, at the time of recording, it is August 1st, 2020, and they should be on their way to the U.S. as we speak. They're shipping now, the Defo reel King Seesaw. That was showcased there at the show. Of course, Megalon, the other figure that made a lot of people go gaga. The first ever 30 centimeter Megalon was showcased there. You see what I'm saying? And a few other things will also showcase there. Oh, the gigantic 2019 fire version or nuclear version or whatever that's coming up real soon. But another figure that made a lot of people go crazy and happy and gaga, they showed a prototype version of the 1993 Godzilla, and it was an impressive sculpt. You see what I'm saying? So that made a lot of people happy between the gigantic Mechagodzilla, the 30 centimeter Megalon, the 30 centimeter 93, the gigantic 2019, the multiple death for reals. Those were really the main talking points of the show, and 93 was principal among them. And he just getting into collectors' hands. I want to say the Rick version, I should say. The Rick version dropped late July going into early August. The standards, from what I understand, are not going to be released until maybe the mid-August or maybe towards the tail end of the month. Now, as far as like the Rick version, the standard versions comes with just Godzilla in its standard Heisei colors, charcoal gray, the the bone white or dirty bone white dorsal plates. But with this version right here, the Rick Exclusive Edition, he has glitter highlights all over his body. You see what I'm saying? To signify the scene where he gets resurrected at the end of Godzilla's Mechagodzilla, when Mechagodzilla pretty much kills him, or at least brings him this close to death. But Fire Rodan comes in and he sacrifices his life energy, or what was left of it, into Godzilla, and Godzilla becomes resurrected with the gold glitter all over his body, and he makes short work Mechagodzilla. That's where this paint scheme comes from. You see what I'm saying? And it's an awesome paint scheme. As I mentioned earlier, this figure has had its share of a mixed bag of reaction, but I'll cover that towards the tail end of the video. But until then, this is such a great piece, and that is virtually the backstory with me getting this figure. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to awesome collector Jason Welling. Yes, thank you so much. As a matter of fact, I'm also getting the standard, and I actually was going to wait to do this review because there have been a number of great reviewers out there that have tackled this piece. My great friend from Kaiju Live, AJ Russo, the Luminous channel with Heisenberg and G Forever, they cover this guy. A few other people have covered this guy. So I really didn't feel the need, quite frankly, to jump in, because they pretty much had said pretty much the same thing that I was going to say, pretty much, at least for the most part, that despite the early questionable pictures of this guy, this really is a nice piece once you have it in your hand. So I really didn't feel the need to make a video about it, but the more I looked at it and the more a couple people asked me about doing it, I was like, yeah, I'll do one. Because originally I was going to just wait until I get the standard, and hopefully that will be released towards, like I said, the middle of the month of August or the tail end of the month of August. And I was going to do like a double shot review at the same time. But this figure is so daggone good and so awesome looking that I had to make a video now. So that's pretty much the backstory of me getting this figure, why I'm making a video now. And thank you for those who are interested in hearing my thoughts about this figure. So let's go ahead first into the review with the figure itself, and I'll provide inserts as we go along here. Once again, this is such an awesome sculpt of the 1993 Godzilla. And of course, this is at the point, and I don't mean to sound rude or crude when I say this, this is at the point where Godzilla was really starting to become more of the chunky side. You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, the perfect Heisei Godzilla, or basically the perfect Godzilla period, is more so the 89 and the 91, where he wasn't too chunky. He had a pronounced sense of power in his chest. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have a large number of dorsal plates that crept up on his neck, which gave him more of a stout appearance. To me, he was well proportioned with the 89 and the 91 version. More like a Brock Lesnar version of Godzilla, and that right there is scary in and of itself. But when it came to the 92, and more so the 93 and 94, and especially 95, they made his underbody a lot larger and chunkier, and they increased the dorsal plates on the back of his neck, going down the rest of his back. You see what I'm saying? Where he comes across more as like a stout version of Godzilla. You see what I'm saying? He still looks awesome. He still looks powerful looking. But you can tell when you have the 89 up against the 93/94, you can see a difference. And I'm glad that X Plus really put that into the sculpt, because you have the well-chiseled sculpt here. You see what I'm saying? You have somewhat to really signify how chunky Godzilla was. You can actually see it like towards the bottom half of his body, where you can see like a big, somewhat of a roll in between his thigh and his torso. So that's nice that X Plus kind of put that realism, that suit realism, into the figure itself. You see what I'm saying? The sculpt of this guy is awesome. And I put this on the level of the recently new sculpts that we've been getting as of late when it comes to X Plus, like the 25 centimeter 64 big Godzilla. That's an awesome sculpt. The 25 centimeter Orga, that's an awesome sculpt. You know, even though it was by Dope Poke, but still, that's an awesome sculpt. The 25 centimeter Godzilla 2000, that's an awesome sculpt. So whoever they got doing these sculpts now, they have been doing a great job, I have to say. They've been doing a great job of providing so much extra detail into the sculpts of these figures. You see what I'm saying? And I said this on Facebook a few days ago that it's not a Sakai, but it could probably pass for a Sakai. This 93 could probably pass for a Sakai because you got to know at some point they're going to make a 93 Sakai Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? And quite frankly, if they do, since the 93 is not really my favorite or one of my favorites when it comes to Godzilla, I'm probably going to pass on the eventual Sakai because I think this one is fine enough. This one is great enough on its own. You see what I'm saying? Because the detail into the sculpt of this figure, you know, with the with the skin texture, his claws, his toenails, even the mouth. The mouth is just colored really awesome, and you know the tongue and the teeth and you know whatever. With so much expert craftsmanship they put into this figure, like I said, it could pass for a Sakai. You know, if you just happen to look at it and not give it a second glance, it could probably pass for a Sakai or Sakai-ish. So it's almost like a step down from a Sakai, but that's still right there is high praise in my opinion. So pretty much everything about this figure is really amazing. You have dirty bone white color onto the claws as well as his toenails here. Really awesome. As I mentioned before with the mouth, the tongue's color a dark maroon. Or dirty red, I should say. The teeth are individually sculpted, you know, and Godzilla has that double row of teeth, which kind of like was introduced in Biollante and basically was carried throughout the designs of Godzilla throughout the rest of the Heisei series. So you got the double rows of teeth on his lower and upper jaws. His eyes, let's focus on his eyes a little bit. These eyes are great. And this was at the point where they started to show Godzilla's eyes more, or at least his eyes got bigger. You see what I'm saying? If you look at the 84 and the 89, especially the 91, his eyes were more so hooded because of his brow. But when they started with the 92 and more so with the 93, his eyes got bigger or more rounded. You see what I'm saying? And they were more apparent on the suit. And they really got it right here on the figure here. You know, with the pupils, the orange pupils, black pupils. With the somewhat orange or yellowish color around the pupil. The eyes are just awesome. The eyes are amazing. And that's a criticism that I have found a lot of people talk about, that the eyes are not too realistic. But if you look at the suit of Godzilla, as far as like 93, his eyes did get a little bit bigger, especially when you compare it to the previous version of Godzilla in the Heisei period. So I think the eyes look great. You see what I'm saying? They have done a great job with the eyes. Like the eyes are really like one of the best things about this figure. I can go on and on about the eyes, and obviously I have for the past 5 minutes. But trust me, that's how great this figure is, especially in person. You see what I'm saying? Let's go with the dorsal plates. Dorsal plates are awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I mentioned earlier, they increased the number of the dorsal plates on the suit, the actual suit, and X Plus has replicated that into this figure here. You have dirty bone white color onto the dorsal plates, and you also have glitter, or at least golden glitter, highlight glitter onto the dorsal plates, which is awesome. The tail, I actually like the shape of the tail and how it's curved on Godzilla here, versus like having a tail that's like going down and going up and going straight out like the Gigantic 95, right? At least with this one, at least not only that it's long, but it's curving. You see what I'm saying? So from a profile shot, it looks awesome with the way the tail, you know the way it's structured here. You see what I'm saying? And also it's better like when you put it on your shelf, so you can put other figures around it where his tail is going up and curving around versus going straight out. Where so it allows you more opportunities to put him on a shelf where he can be prominently displayed and have other figures around him. And that was the main reason why I actually double dipped on this guy, because I have two versions of the X Plus Heisei Mechagodzilla. I have the super version, Super Mechagodzilla, Rick Exclusive Edition, and I also have the standard version. And there was a reason why I double dipped, because I want to put the right Godzilla with the appropriate Mechagodzilla. You see what I'm saying? Because for a while now, I was using the 92 as like a 93 stand-in. And in my opinion, the 92 30cm figure from X Plus kind of looks like the 93 a little bit. So I had no problem using that as a stand-in, but it's nice to finally have the 93 here, the proper Godzilla to go up against the proper Mechagodzilla. So that was the main reason why I double dip. You see what I'm saying? But from head to tail, this is an awesome release. It really is. Now, before we go into size comparison, let me talk about the Rick Exclusive Edition. Once again, this is covered in golden glitter highlight. You know, and we have affectionately called this Godzilla the Disco Godzilla, or the Glitter Godzilla, or the Golden Godzilla, or the Resurrected Godzilla, or the Forever Godzilla based off the Bandai. Because remember, they had a Bandai figure that did the exact same thing with the golden glitter. But I have to say, I think S Plus has done a better job with how they applied the glitter. Now, if you saw the film, when he does get resurrected, he's basically covered in glitter, where his Heisei colors are kind of like drowned out over the white glitter. And I actually applaud S Plus for not going that route. When you look at Godzilla here with the golden highlights, it's like a golden highlight that is painted all over the figure, but it's not oversaturated. They didn't apply too much, where it comes across like a more of a different lighter color. You see what I'm saying? And there was a I would have to believe that is something that X Plus really just saw, like, you know, it's probably best to not do an oversaturation of the glitter and just do like a highlight, you know, whatever, but still apply enough where you can separate it from the standard. That's what I think X Plus did here. I think it was the right call, because like I said, had this been just an oversaturation of gold glitter, I don't think it would have looked as great. You see what I'm saying? Even though it's supposed to signify a certain moment from the film. But I think with what X Plus has done, they applied the perfect amount of glitter all over this Godzilla, you know, where it's not too oversaturated, like I said, but yet it's still there where it does attract your eye when you look at, you know, the various Godzillas from the Heisei period. And also, it's great because, you know, if somebody was to come into this room and they see basically 90% of my collection is pretty much gray and white, they will be drawn to this one, or the Burning Godzilla, or this one in particular, and say, hey, why is this one gold? And then you can tell the story on what it is, blah, blah, blah. So it basically transcends from being just another Godzilla collectible from X Plus, but it adds a little bit more because there's a story behind the glitter. So once again, from head to tail, this is such an awesome piece. It really is. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got it. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Jason Willen, for making this happen for me. And once again, this guy is so great. You have to really see it in person. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I'll talk about that towards the tail end of the video. So that's pretty much it. What I want to cover with the box, with the figure itself. You know, it's an awesome piece. It really is. A standout piece of this awesome year 2020. Yes, it is awesome. Collectible wise, they've been doing great this year, X Plus. I think they have done a great job with what they produced this year, and this guy is definitely no different. So if you can get your hands on this piece, whether it's the Rick or the eventual standard that's hopefully soon to drop in a few weeks, you will not be disappointed with the X Plus 30cm 1993 Godzilla. Alright, so let's do at least a couple size comparisons and we'll wrap this review up. So let's go with the first size comparison right now. Okay, folks, this is the first size comparison, and yeah, alongside the X Plus 30cm 1993 Godzilla Rick Exclusive Edition, I decided to bring up other 30cm Heisei Godzillas I have in my collection. And so I have, off to his left or right or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, I have the 1984 Godzilla, and of course I have the 1989 on the other side. And once again, this is such a great size comparison because you see pretty much the evolution of the Godzilla suit in the Heisei series. Now, of course, the 93 is basically a variation of the 89/91 suit. You see what I'm saying? They really didn't change as far as like structure of the overall Godzilla. Of course, he got chunkier. They added more dorsal plates. In this case, with the 93, they added glitter. With the 95, they added burning patches. But basically, the 93 is a variation of the 89/91 suit. And 84, you know, that was the one that really started it all. You see what I'm saying? But as you can see here, it's a clear evolution of the Heisei Godzilla. Of course, I have more Heisei Godzilla figures in my collection, courtesy of X Plus. But I just want to just show you these three just so you can get a good idea, you know, just the overall evolution of the suit and how really size-wise this figure is, 93, is in comparison to the other 30cm figures from X Plus as far as like Heisei Godzillas. And there's one thing I didn't cover. I'm sorry I didn't cover this earlier, but the 93 is like 31 centimeters tall, so he towers over the 84 now, because we know the 84 is really a shorty when it comes to 30 centimeters, right? I think the 89 got him just a little bit, I think, because the way his head is crested on the top right there, where you can see more so the 93 is flat. but I think the 89 got him just by a little bit, but not by much. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, this is such a great figure. It really is. A 93, awesome figure, and as you can see here with the rest of the Heisei Godzilla, excuse me, from the 30cm collection from X Plus, it's the most welcome addition, and he is right where he belongs. And of course, we got one more to go. We have to, you know, we're gonna get it. You know, at some point we're gonna get the 94. It's only a matter of time. Maybe this year, maybe next year. But we do know, at least I know for a fact, or at least I have a strong belief that at some point we will see a 94 Godzilla. It just depends on which one we will get, a 25cm or a 30cm. But until then, this will do me. The 93 Godzilla Rick Exclusive Edition. Yes. So that's pretty much it with the first size comparison. And let's go with one more size comparison. You know what? Let's bring up the monsters he fought in this awesome film to Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. So let's bring up the 30cm Super Mechagodzilla as well as the 30cm Fire Rodan. So let's go with that last and final size comparison right now. Okay, folks, before I bring up Fire Rodan and Super Mechagodzilla for the last size comparison, I want to splice in this one other size comparison. And alongside the X Plus 30cm 93 Godzilla Rick Exclusive Edition, I have here the Bandai Legacy Thunder Megazord. Because I'm speaking to all my Power Ranger fans out there. I'm a Power Rangers fan too. I'm more so of a fan of the earlier seasons, the first one, the second one. Just all of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm a fan of that show. Zeo a little bit. I am definitely one of Turbo. But I'm mostly a fan of the original series, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I want to bring forth this size comparison because I've always wanted to see a Megazord go up against Godzilla. And coincidentally, this is the Thunder Megazord. Now, the Thunder Megazord was introduced in Season 2 of Power Rangers. But Power Rangers Season 2 didn't come out to 1994. But you know that Power Rangers basically uses footage from the original Super Sentai series, right, and adapted it into American television. And they got this Megazord from, I think, Sentai Dairanger, I believe. And actually, the original Japanese footage of that show did come out in 1993. So there is a kinship here between these two figures, the 93 Godzilla, and of course the Thunder Megazord. I forgot what it's called in Japanese, but he originally came out in 93. But I've always wanted to see what would happen if Godzilla and a certain Megazord got it on, you know, whether it's this one or the original one. You see what I'm saying? I think the original one, this Megazord, the Ninja Megazord, and the Shogun Megazord are like my favorite Megazords. You see what I'm saying? Or the Dragon Zord. That would have been awesome to see Godzilla face the Dragon Zord, or see Mechagodzilla face the Dragon Zord. You see what I'm saying? But as you can see here, I want to splice in this little size comparison for all my Power Rangers fans out there. So if you do have the Bandai Legacy Megazord, and he is online for a good price, and if you have this figure of the X Plus 30cm 93 Godzilla, put these two together and have a fantasy matchup. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you may not have the X Plus Heisei Mechagodzilla or Fire Rodan, why don't you get the Megazord and put these two together and have a fantasy matchup on your shelf and just imagine what would have happened if Godzilla fought the Megazord. I think I can honestly say, rest in peace, Power Rangers. Alright, that's it with the size comparison I want to put up against the, like I said, the Legacy Thunder Megazord. So let's go with the final size comparison. Let's bring up all the monsters from this awesome film of Godzilla Mechagodzilla 2 with the X Plus 30cm 93 Godzilla, the X Plus 30cm Super Mechagodzilla, and the X Plus 30cm Fire Rodan. So let's go with that final size comparison right now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the reasons why I'm a collector to this day. I live for moments like this. Bringing figures together of certain kaiju to bring about the perfect setup corresponding to a movie. This is what I live for. I love creating setups. And as you can see right here, this is an awesome setup. No doubt about it. Of course, alongside the man of the hour himself, the 1993 Godzilla X Plus Rick Exclusive Edition, I have the two other monsters that make an appearance in this film of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Yes, with his main rival, the X Plus 30cm Rick Exclusive Edition of the Super Mechagodzilla, as well as the X Plus 30cm Rick Exclusive Edition of the Fire Rodan. All these figures are awesome. All these figures from X Plus. All these figures are from the same movie, and all these figures are Rick exclusive editions. Woo! This is such a great, awesome setup. Now, as you notice here, I don't have the Fire Rodan stand that you can perch Rodan on top of to create him, you know, or simulate him flying, I should say. But if you have these figures, you can actually just make this setup like this. You can have like his right claw or his right wing perched on top of Mechagodzilla's head, and have his bottom left wing on the back of one of Godzilla's top dorsal plates. And as you can see here, Rodan has not moved. Rodan has not taken any type of nosedive, which we know he is prone to do, quite frankly. But this is such a great setup, especially for those people who don't really particularly care for the stand that came with Rodan. But as you can see here, you can have this setup right here, where you can put Rodan on top of both Godzilla and Mechagodzilla to simulate him flying. This is an awesome setup. Yes, it is. Now, I will have to say, the one thing that I am kind of nitpicky about is the fact that Rodan is a little bit bigger than what he should be. You see what I'm saying? Because Rodan wasn't really as big as he was in the Showa period in comparison to Godzilla, right? In the Heisei period, he kind of came across like the giant condor versus Godzilla from Sea Monster. You see what I'm saying? But with this figure set up here, Rodan is a little bit bigger than what he should be. But still, it doesn't take away from the fact, but this is an awesome setup. And this is an awesome figure of Rodan. You see what I'm saying? And basically, without Rodan, Godzilla would not be the way he is. You see what I'm saying? So, with the glitter and stuff like that. So this setup is really appropriate. You see what I'm saying? And it's awesome. It really is awesome. You know what? And I'm just thinking about it right now. With Rodan being released, I want to say late 2018. Yeah, late 2018, going to 2019. I should have suspected that a 93 Godzilla was coming, but I didn't think about it. You see what I'm saying? But the release of Rodan pretty much guaranteed that we were going to get a 93 Godzilla. And now, here we are months later, almost to a year later, we finally made that happen. And this is one of the reasons why I double dipped, ladies and gentlemen, to create this setup right here. Even though, really, Rodan didn't really fight Godzilla. He fought Mechagodzilla. You see what I'm saying? He lost. But still, having these three monsters together to signify the final moments of the climatic battle of the film is really awesome. So that's pretty much it with all the size comparisons that I really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Once again, such a great figure. The 93 Godzilla is an awesome piece. And yeah, so many great things to say about this figure in so little time. So without further ado, let's go with my final commentary portion of the video, with my final closing comments of this awesome figure of the 93 Godzilla Cursive X Plus. So let's go with that final commentary portion of the video right now. Okay, folks, I'm back with my final thoughts of the X Plus 30cm 1993 Godzilla Rick exclusive edition. Once again, a solid piece from X Plus. Yes, yes, yes. I really don't see any issues with this figure. Excuse me. I don't really see any problems, any issues or whatever. The one thing I was really concerned about when it came to this figure, based off early pictures I've seen from people that were getting theirs early from overseas or wherever, is that maybe the eyes, well, maybe the placement of the eyes on the head of the figure, maybe they were kind of too close together. You see what I'm saying? But since these figures are handmade, not every figure is going to be exactly the same. So I think I caught a lucky break, because I don't think my figure, his eyes are like not too close together. So I think that's really good. So aside from maybe that, I don't have any issues with this figure. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I am double dipping on this guy, as I mentioned earlier. It is a great piece. Now, I mentioned earlier that this figure has had its share of a mixed bag of reactions when it comes to collectors in the community. And I always maintain the stance that, you know, we should always wait and reserve judgment until we have these figures in our hand. Because there have been plenty of times back in the day, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm no different than everybody else. But, you know, for a while, I used to look at early pictures from collectors that would get theirs early from overseas or wherever, and they weren't exactly the best pictures in the world. So I would get freaked out about it. You see what I'm saying? I would freak out about the fact that, oh my God, I'm getting a dud. I'm getting a bad figure. And then once I get the figure in my hand, it is not only better, light years better than what the photograph suggested it was, but it's a whole lot better than I thought it was going to be overall anyway. So I really have adopted the philosophy to not get all bent out of shape based off early photos of these figures once they are dropped initially. You see what I'm saying? I've been trying to spread that word and philosophy to my fellow collectors, because you really are doing yourself a disservice by getting all bent out of shape. Now, I'm not trying to say that you're wrong for having concerns, because we pay a lot of money for these things, and we want these things to be the best that they can be. And to see a picture that doesn't present it in a good light will make you second guess some things. I get that. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. I'm just saying, like, just try, even if you see a picture of a figure that doesn't look so good, at least try to hold out hope, or at least try to just don't get too wrapped up with the idea that you're going to get a bad figure once you get yours, and hopefully it'll save yourself a headache. Now, as far as the glitter thing, I know the glitter thing doesn't really appeal to everybody, and that's fine. But the reason why I got it is, like I said earlier, it has a backstory behind it. So, and I love it, and I love how X Plus didn't really oversaturate the application of the glitter on the figure. And one common complaint I hear when it comes to Godzilla figure collectors is the fact that when it comes to X Plus or just Godzilla in general, that there's, especially when it comes to the Heisei version. Now, with the Showa version, Godzilla's look pretty much changed almost from film to film to film, but with the Heisei versions, you know, they kind of like run together, like they're very similar. You see what I'm saying? And a common complaint I hear a lot from collectors in general is the fact that, you know, when it comes to collecting Godzilla figures, they pretty much all look the same, with the same color, the same structure, the same bone white dorsal plate thing. You know what I'm saying? But at least here, at least it's something different. You see what I'm saying? At least it's something different. It's kind of like, it's outside the box, thinking outside the box. And not only that, it's taken from an action moment from the film. You see what I'm saying? So that common complaint of like Godzilla always being the same when it comes to collecting, at least here, at least X Plus really took the time to make something different. Now, could they have made something else as far as like the Rick exclusive edition for this figure? Absolutely. They could have done a light up, and folks probably would have been upset with that. You see what I'm saying? They could have maybe brought out a baby Godzilla as a mini option for this figure, which I think they're going to save that for another release. But I think, considering what they chose for this release, the Rick option for this release, I think it's great. I think it really is great. And for my fellow collectors out there, once again, in the future, try not to get so all bent out of shape. You know, when it comes to early production photographs, or at least early photographs of these figures that are getting dropped into collectors' hands early. You see what I'm saying? Try not to get all bent out of shape out of that. You know what I'm saying? More often than not, these photographs coming out early aren't exactly the best in the world. We kind of know that. So just wait until you get the figure in hand and then come to your own conclusion. And if the figure does not exceed your expectations, you can always sell it. Because trust me, there's always going to be somebody out there that missed a window on a particular figure release, that want to get a particular figure release. Just save the box, keep it in good condition, and just make your money back. You see what I'm saying? Win-win. So my advice to all my fellow collectors out there is, like I said, just please just not just get all bent out of shape. Don't get all upset, you know, whatever. And you never know. You may have a surprise coming your way. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm thoroughly surprised. It is awesome. This figure is amazing. And once again, it almost completes the whole Heisei Godzilla lineup with this figure release right here. And that's why it's a worthy addition to the X Plus 30cm figure roster, and a worthy addition to the X Plus roster in general. Yes, yes, yes. So that concludes my review of the X Plus 30cm 1993 Godzilla Rick exclusive edition, based on his super cool appearance in the super cool 5th Heisei Godzilla film, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. You have any questions, comment down in the comment section. Hit me on Facebook via Leslie Chambers. We'll definitely go from there. Yes, once again, a great figure. A solid figure. If you got the Rick, oh my God, you got a great grab. If you're waiting for the standard, trust me, even with the gold glitter paint application on this guy, it is awesome. So I can only imagine what the standard is going to look like with the standard Heisei colors. And as you saw earlier in my size comparisons, once you put this guy up against Mechagodzilla or Super Mechagodzilla or the Fire Rodan, you have yourself a killer setup. Trust me when I say that. Once again, great figure. Great figure. Once again, S Plus has done a phenomenal job with this figure. You know what I'm saying? As I mentioned earlier, it's only a matter of time before we get a 94, and then the whole roster will be complete. But until then, solid job, X Plus, on this figure. Yes, yes, yes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the X Plus 30cm 1993 Godzilla Rick exclusive edition, based off its appearance, and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Yes, yes, yes. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see y'all again on this figure move review. All right? Y'all take it easy.